Yeah, we back, baby. You dining with the A. Hey, breakfast doesn't have to be heavy to be satisfying. Sometimes the simplest meals are the most enjoyable. Today we're preparing one of my favorite healthy breakfasts. A fresh garlic shrimp breakfast salad that's colorful, packed with flavor, and easy enough for any day of the week. So grab your favorite morning beverage. I'm gonna get my coffee. Let's make breakfast together, alright? Hey, welcome back to Dining with DA. Slice through these cherry tomatoes. You're gonna need some mushrooms. You're gonna also need some diced onions. Get a spoon. Just gonna mix this up. Just gonna mix it up like that. See that? Hey, what's up, y'all? Good morning. My name is EA. Guess what? You dining with EA this morning, baby. Look, I got my uniform on. Check me out. I'm dressed for it. I'm ready to get it on. Baby. It's that time of morning. You know what? Living here in Bangkok has completely changed the way in which I look at breakfast. Fresh produce, fresh seafood is available almost everywhere, making it extremely easy to prepare meals that are healthy, colorful, and incredibly satisfying. Today I'm going to share with you guys another one of my favorite breakfast dishes, or should I say salads. And what's so good about it, it only takes minutes to prepare. You ready? Let's get started. So here's everything we're going to need today. Of course, you're going to need your skillet, right? You're going to need your crisp washed lettuce for certain. You're going to need some fresh deveined shrimp. Of course, you're going to need your olive oil because you're going to fry or saute those shrimp inside that olive oil in that hot pan. You're going to need your cherry red tomatoes. You're going to need your garlic clove. You're going to need a red onion or a white onion, your preference. You're going to need your green apple. Yeah, your green apple. You're going to need your yellow pepper. You're going to need your green pepper and the dressing of your choice. I'm going to use, I love the Japanese sesame seed dressing, or you can use the vinaigrette. It's up to you. Chef's prerogative. Of course, to get started, we already have our lettuce in our bowl, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and slice the yellow pepper into strips. I like to prepare mine, cut mine up in strips. If you want to cut it in chunks, that's up to you. That's really up to you. Then all you're gonna do is just add them to the bowl on top of that fresh lettuce, and any lettuce you choose, romaine lettuce, regular iceberg lettuce, whichever lettuce you like best. Then we're gonna do the same with our sliced green pepper. Just go ahead and cut that up into strips and so forth, or dice it up, however you want to eat it. And then of course you're gonna add that to the bowl, right? Then we're gonna go ahead and move to our red onion, or again a white onion. I prefer red onion. This is a little sweeter, I believe. So you're gonna go ahead and slice that up or dice that up, whichever you prefer. We're gonna go ahead and add that to the bowl, right? And next, we're gonna go ahead and slice our apple, and we'll just cut it in half. I'm just gonna put the slices of apple. I'm gonna cut them up into thin wedges, basically, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set those on the plate. Okay, now it's time for the star of today's breakfast, our garlic shrimp. And I'm just going to begin by, kind of finely chopping the 3 or 4 cloves of fresh garlic. Once the pan is nice and hot, with the olive oil, after adding the olive oil, I'm just going to go ahead and follow by adding the garlic, of course, and let that simmer. And then I'm going to add as you see, I've already added my shrimp. And what I like to do is, season them simply with some low sodium salt, some black pepper. I'll add a little paprika. If you want to season your shrimp up prior to putting it in the pan, be my guest. And yeah, as you know, the shrimp cooks rather quickly, usually just a couple of minutes on each side. So be careful, not to overcook the shrimp. Now comes my favorite part, really. Just bringing everything together. See how simple it was? Our vegetables already in the bowl. So we're just gonna finish by adding the boiled egg, cutting the boiled egg up and everything, preparing. I just cut it in halves. And now, excuse me, I'll finish by adding the warm garlic shrimp. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the egg. If you want to crumble the egg up on your salad, you know you can. But I just want to make it look a little nice and presentable right now. I'm going to chop it up once again. Plate, baby. Then after that, go ahead and introduce your crisp sliced green apple halves. And finally, what I like to do is just a generous sprinkle of sunflower seeds. If you want to put raisins on there, those are good as well. Just to provide that just the right amount of crunch, and a light dusting of paprika adds that finishing touch. And just like that, breakfast is served. Good appetit. Good appetit. What I really like about this breakfast is it gives you every little bit of everything, or just a little bit of everything your body needs. The shrimp provides lean protein. The lettuce and the peppers and tomatoes and onions are loaded with vitamins and minerals and fiber. The green apple adds some natural sweetness along with vitamin C and even more fiber. And the boiled eggs contribute to you getting that additional protein and those healthy fats. And the sunflower seeds, they actually provide healthy unsaturated fats, vitamin E, and a satisfying crunch. So when you put it all together, you end up with a meal that's colorful, balanced, and incredibly satisfying. Now here in Bangkok, you hear a lot of expats say, look, well, I don't cook at home. We don't cook, but one thing is for certain: when you prepare your own meals at home, it gives you something a restaurant simply can't, which is complete control over what goes into your food. You decide how much salt you use, how much oil, how fresh the ingredients are. I never imagined I'd be sitting here in Bangkok enjoying breakfast with chopsticks while overlooking this beautiful city. Life takes you places you never expected. Thanks for joining me. You're dining with EA.